Good morning, guys. Diana here from Garden Love. How are you guys? I wanted to share a new addition to my garden and tell you a little story on how I discovered this. So, my sister-in-law, I went to visit her and I went to her backyard. Her neighbor, I haven't met him, but I can see over the fence that they have tons of fruit trees. And I've been meaning to go knock on their door and just ask them if I can tour their little backyard and see what they have growing. My daughter seemed to think that that's a little weird. I'm still debating about it. What do you guys think? Should I do it or not? But one of these days I was over there visiting my sister-in-law and I said, let's go to your backyard. I want to see what they have growing, from what I can see over the fence. And there was this tree that had this fruit about that big. It was like skin color and some like burgundy on it. And I told the kids, hey, there's fruit here, let's try it. So I pulled one off the tree. I tried it. There was a tiny seed in the middle of the fruit. It almost looked like an apple. When you bite into it, it kind of has the same texture as an apple. And the kids were asking me, what is this? And I said, I have no idea what it is, but I'm gonna research it and try to figure out what kind of fruit tree it is. Well, I brought some home. My daughters loved it, which is a big plus. Any fruit that they enjoy, it's like, okay, I have to get that tree, because if they enjoy it, I want them to be able to come to the garden and grab a little snack and have them eat something they enjoy eating. So I started doing some research and I was like, I think this is some sort of like berry or some sort of like, I wasn't sure. So that happened. Then let's see what else happened. I was watching Lead Farmer 73, and Lead Farmer 73 was talking about a similar fruit, and I was like, that has to be the same fruit. And I was like, I'm gonna do some research. So then I pulled up some fruit that I've had heard about but never seen it and never tried it, and it's called the Jujube berry. So I'm like, oh my god, I think this is the fruit, I think this is it. And then a few days later, it was like it was meant to be, because then a few days later, Mr. Liz posted some pictures of some of the fruit that he has growing at his school at the agricultural center, at Silmar Agricultural Center. And I was like, is that a juju berry, a juju? Is it jujube? And he said, yes, it is. And I'm like, oh my god, this is the tree that I've been looking for and I want to get. And he's like, well, guess what? I have one for you. So 2 days ago I drove over there because I also had a lot of containers from all the trees that I purchased over the last 2 years, and I wanted to give them to them because they can use them over there. And he had a jujube tree for me, which happens to be, if you haven't already noticed, it's not much of a tree right now, but with a little TLC and some repotting, giving it some nourish, this tree might have some fruit next year. This tree looks pretty mature. It's grafted. I can see the graft. So I have myself a jujube tree. If you guys aren't familiar with that, go ahead and look it up. Do some research. It's supposed to be super healthy for you. It's like the Chinese date, they call it. You can eat it as like the fruit, or you can wait for it to dry out and also eat it kind of like a prune or kind of like a raisin when they dry out. And it's an amazing tree. I love the fruit, and my daughter loved the fruit. Lily and my middle child loved the fruit. The oldest, I can't remember if she tried it or not, but I'm super excited to add this to my collection of fruit trees. It's going to stay in the container. Based on the research that I did, they're very prolific, and they tend to throw out like sprouts, or I don't know what you would call it, like it would just send out shoots and start growing a brand new tree. As you guys know, I have a tiny yard. I'm very limited in space, and they also warn about putting them too close to the house because of those shoots, and you don't want them getting tangled with all the piping and anything that's under your home or your foundation that could jeopardize those things under there, like piping. So I'm going to keep it in the container. This, I'll show you in a second. The container that it's in, it's maybe about a quarter of the container missing of soil. I might just keep it in this container until I purchase a nicer one. And I was gonna put it in the ground until I found that research, and I had a perfect spot for it. But taking those factors into consideration, then I'm going to keep it. I like the fact that it's very lean and tall, and Silmar Agricultural Center has one, so I got an opportunity to see how it grows. And they're pretty lean, and they just sprout out like branches. So there is, believe it or not, one spot in this little tiny courtyard that I think would be ideal for it, because it's kind of like bare and there's not enough green there for my liking. So I'm gonna show you guys where I'm gonna put it, and you guys tell me what you guys think. It gets plenty of sun there, and all my other trees have not liked sitting in that one spot. I've put this there for the last 2 days, and it doesn't have a lot of burn like the other trees. And this burn, I believe, already came with it. So if I see any more stress to the tree, then that might not be the spot. But for some reason, that spot seems to have magnifying heat or sun, and any tree that I put there has like leaf burns, and it's just, they don't seem to like it there. But I would love for that little corner to just be full of green. This is an evergreen tree, which means that the yard's going to continue to look green. And if you guys seen any of my videos, I try to put most of my evergreen trees in the front of my entrance, just because I want it to look nice year round. And all like my apples and my peach and nectarine, I put them in the backyard, and just kind of like, you know, in the winter, who cares if it doesn't look as green as we all like it to be. But that's just winter. So like I mentioned, I do like to put all my evergreen trees here. So most of my citrus trees are in here. My guava, which is evergreen, guava, are up here. So let's see. And then I have like my Mexican key lime. My passion fruit is growing along the vine. I'm hoping that the frost doesn't do that much damage to it. My strawberries, all my evergreens. I think I only have an apple tree up here that's gonna go bare, which is fine. I have plenty of green to a green surrounding it to just kind of let it be and ignore it. So if you guys have been following me for about a year now, and you guys have seen what this courtyard used to look like, I happened to just be going over my Instagram, and I saw a video of how this courtyard looked when I like took everything off, all the vines that were growing here, and it looks so bare. If you guys have Instagram, follow me. Go ahead, go scroll down and see what this courtyard used to look like before I started adding plants to it, and it's like a complete 180. You wouldn't recognize it, and I'm very happy with the results and how it's coming out to be. Anyways guys, so let me show you what the tree looks like, and let me show you what the spot. And if you've tried this fruit before, if you're familiar, let me know anything that you could teach me about this tree. I love feedback. You guys all know I'm not an expert. I'm here to share with you guys what I'm doing and what's working for me, what's not working for me, and the updates. I think that's the most important thing of the updates. It's the end of the season, so I'm going to be doing a lot of updates on a lot of my trees, so you guys can see what the summer's done to it and the progress. My avocado tree, oh my god guys, it's humongous. If you guys recall, I cut the top of my avocado and it took off like crazy. I'm gonna be doing that update pretty soon. I'm not sure if I should do it now or maybe wait till the end of the month, since technically the end of the month will be like the end of the season. I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys, if you guys want to see it now or a little bit later. Anyway, so let me go ahead and show you what this tree looks like. So, and it came, I believe it's a 15 gallon or 25, I'm not sure exactly. I'm gonna have to I don't know what kind of gallon this is. I want to say it's 15. If you guys are familiar with the way the containers look like and the sizes, put it down below if it's anything other than 15. But anyways, as you guys can see, it's not, I mean, you can add more soil to this to allow this tree to grow even further. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in this one or put it in a wider one for now, but I'm definitely going to repot it before winter. and just give it some new soil, give it some, you know, my formula, guys. If you guys don't know my formula and you guys are new to this channel, I'm going to be repotting this and give you guys step by step. I don't think repotting trees can ever get old, and I also like to document the process, so if anything goes wrong with this tree, I know what I put in it, and I know, you know, kind of do like a reverse analogy and figure out what could have caused any damage to my tree. And it's just a good way to keep a records of what you're doing in your tree, and then it gives you kind of like an idea of what's working and what's not. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be doing with this pretty soon, so stay tuned for the repotting of my Jujube tree. You guys see the name there is Jujube, and it came from Silmar High School. Super thankful, and I feel super blessed to have Steve Willis give this to me as a gift. I'm so happy that anytime something pops up, he's either very resourceful, or because he has so many trees, and sometimes, to be quite frankly, sometimes I think some of his trees die because of the there's so many in there, you know, he has so many projects with the school to take care of them. But I'm so happy that I was able to get this tree. As you can see, it's very lean and tall, so it goes all the way to the top of my hand. I'm about 5'6", and I don't know how much, maybe my hand extends an extra 1.5 feet, so maybe it's about 6.5 feet, close to 7 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a little turnaround. As you guys can see, this courtyard is completely filled with edible trees, and you might think, where can you possibly put another tree? And guys, remember, this channel is about maximizing your space. Okay, and here it is. This is the one corner that is just completely bare, and I would like, because this wall is so tall, for something to kind of grow along that corner, and hopefully you know, like up to that window, and then it bush out and just fill this whole corner full of green. And as I love to grow fruit trees, I love anything that's green to provide something for my family. And so I try to make anything that I add to my landscape to be edible. Of course, sometimes you can add edibles, but you have to add beauty to it, such as this flower. And believe it or not, these petals are actually edible. And then this, I am so happy that I decided not to pull this off. I cut it down to the trunk, and I was like, I don't want this plant here because it's not an edible, it's going to take up space. But then these shoots started to come out, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I can manage it if I just trim it, and I'll just add a little bit of green surrounding these containers. And then these amazing little flowers came out, and they started sprouting up behind this trellis, and look at how pretty these flowers are. So I'm really happy that I kept this plant. It added some beautiful pink flowers to the landscape. I love it. And by the way, guys, let me go ahead and sit back over here. Well, by the way, my daughter was showing me some pictures that she took of some flowers from nurseries that we've been to, and flowers of our garden, and I was so impressed of how amazing her pictures were. I told her, Violet, I need to use these pictures. I need to do like a video showing of all these amazing pictures you've shown me. I need to put these pictures on my Instagram, and I'm gonna take one picture at a time and start posting one picture on my Instagram every couple of days, so you guys can see the amazing pictures she's been taking. And I want to put a video together showing you guys, because it's amazing. I asked her if she could be my photographer and take pictures of my edibles. She loves flowers. She's not into edibles like I am, but I asked her if she would be willing to take pictures of the fruits that I have growing in my garden, because her pictures they honestly were like professional level. I can't wait to put that video together and show you guys what it looks like. But yes, so this is my new addition. I'm so excited. It's been a crazy month, and I'm very happy to be out here sharing this with you guys. As you guys know, I'm like a child in the candy bar when it comes to fruit trees and new additions. Alright guys, I think this video is pretty long, but I just wanted to take a moment to share this with you guys. If you guys have this tree, please give me feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about the plant that I have to put it in that corner, the container that I'm going to put it in, and all that information. Leave it in the comments down below. I hope you guys have an amazing Monday, and I'll see you guys in the next one.